Welcome to St. Louis Presents.
Hi, Debbie. Do you like my skull?
I do. I can't believe you arranged that. Forget TV. You need it to be an interior designer.
I do have a flair for that. But anyway, I brought you some Halloween candy.
Thank you.
Is that a big deal at your house, Halloween?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, we have tons of decorations and...
Because you got kids and everything.
I do. And we have tons of kids in our neighborhood, so
you'll be busy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I saw something funny on Facebook the other day. It was a picture of someplace, an auto mechanic shop or something, and they had a sign out front that said they were having a special on pumpkin spice mufflers.
Okay, I am not a fan of the pumpkin spice.
It's that time of year. I don't like it either.
It's ridiculous.
Hey, but do you know Mo? That's not a person.
Oh, Mo the state, Missouri.
Yes, Amanda Doyle is here because the new Missouri Almanac is out, and you can find some fascinating facts about the place we live.
All right, well, we're looking forward to that. Also, we have thousands of people in the St. Louis area who do not have a high school diploma, and that is a big deal when you're trying to get a better job, but there is a new way that you can get your diploma, and we have folks from the St. Louis Public Library joining us today.
And SLATE has a new thing going on. They have a system where they can notify you by text about job opportunities and things.
All right, so get a job, get a diploma, and
I, retired from my daytime job, so I'm looking for one.
All right.
So.
Well, Potter and I are going to eat some candy, but we will be right back with St. Louis Presents. Stay with us.
You like caramels?
Do you think you know Missouri? If not, the Missouri Almanac promises to help you discover it.
Even if you think you know our great state, the 2018-19 guidebook probably has some interesting facts and stories that you haven't heard yet.
Well, Amanda Doyle, one of the book's authors, is here to tell us a little bit more and maybe quiz us to see how well we know Missouri. Welcome back to the program.
Thanks for having me.
If anyone was going to quiz us, Amanda could, because you've written a lot of books that have to do with St. Louis in one way or the other.
I have, although I will say it a little bit starts to run together, so sometimes your quizzing abilities lose their sharp edge. But
Amanda's latest one was an update of the 100 things to do in Missouri before you die.
That's right, yes.
Your Missouri bucket list.
Yes,
right.
Exactly. And this book was actually written with a team of authors, so I feel very confident in the things I wrote, and then I've been reading up on the sections that other people wrote. So.
You call it an almanac, of course, that makes me think of the Farmer's Almanac.
Right.
What's the similarity?
Well, the idea behind this was, and Debbie, you may know if these have swept your house. If you have kids in your life, there are a series of almanacs put out by different publishers. National Geographic Kids does one. There's a Time Life version. There's, essentially even the Guinness book is something like this. So it's gathering what was hot, what was new, what was big this year. And kids, at least my kids, love them because they're full of the random facts they can constantly pepper you with from the back seat of the car. It's like the Jerry Maguire, like, do you know the human head weighs 8 pounds? Okay, so.
That could be a very annoying trip.
It could be. That's when you encourage them to read silently. And then, yes. So this book is divided into sections with, it is sort of geared at that kid audience, although it certainly has lots of interesting things for anyone to learn about. But it's just facts and figures and cool stuff because I don't know if people think Missouri is like a cool state. So this is kind of designed to elevate that idea that there's a lot going on here.
Well, on page 17,
yes.
I just found out there are 5 Frank Lloyd Wright homes in Missouri. That's pretty cool.
That is correct. One of them is in Kirkwood, which you can go and tour, and it's a very cool place to check out. So, right.
Yeah, I agree that kids do love books like this because they can go through it, and it's not like they have to read an entire chapter. There's a picture, there's a little factoid, and then I'm just looking at some of the things on this page alone that you flip to that would probably get check marks next to them. So
sure.
It's almost like check all the places that you've been.
Look at this, Debbie. I didn't know about this. Paint Louis invites graffiti artists to leave their mark on 1.9 miles of wall along the Mississippi River.
We did
Great.
that event last year, and they actually let kids spray paint. So,
Really?
yes.
Go get that instinct out before they take it to your alley or
Hopefully.
something.
They did take it to our basement door, but we're working on fixing that.
That's your problem, not it. Yeah, it is. It's very modular. It's designed to be. You can sort of dip in and out. There's lots of interesting sections, and then there are also games and activities throughout. And then on the book's website, which is MissouriAlmanacBook.com, you can find badges. We've designed a system of badges in case your kids are point grubbers also, and they want to say like, oh yes, I did those 12 things in that section. You can print yourself some little badges.
Did you know that black bears are native to Missouri and their populations are making a comeback?
I do now.
So that's right there.
No, the danger, not danger, but there is a danger in doing books like this in that somebody is always going to say, well, why didn't you put this in? Well, why didn't you do that? So then you have to have a second reprinting, right?
Well, it's called Missouri Almanac 2018-19 with the idea that this is an updatable project because some of the stuff in here is static, like famous Missourians and historical things and architecture, but there's also a section called Missouri Now that is designed to encapsulate like what has just happened. So in the Missouri Now section, for example, there's a big piece about the recent 200th birthday of the state capitol. That won't be the same in 2 years. An article about Kansas City being the first city to get Google Fiber. Things
Which
about
it should have been St. Louis.
Well,
That's another story.
my Kansas City people would not agree with you. This is funny because I'm such a St. Louis booster all the time, but for a statewide project, I had to really, make nice with all the other.
Right.
Oh, Springfield's great. Yeah. Oh, St. Louis is awesome. So it's been fun.
I like the famous Missourians from Missouri, and you mentioned Springfield. Here's a little fact you kind of missed in your book.
Tell me.
Did you know Brad Pitt, John Goodman, and Kathleen Turner, and I all lived in Springfield, Missouri at the same time?
4 famous Missourians in
about
Springfield
that?
at the same
Well,
time?
3.5.
I
Thanks.
think the other 3 are in here. You're just not.
Oh, that's what it
That'll
was.
be in the next one.
It is really cool, though. You find out a lot of the famous Missourians was a section I wrote as well, and just to see the variety and diversity of people in all these different disciplines who have come through here and from here.
Did anything kind of surprise you in the book, whether it's something you added or one of the other authors?
Yeah, because you
yeah.
usually work on your own book, but
Right.
being a collaboration, I'm sure there were things they came up with that might have been a
Absolutely.
surprise.
It was really fun to work on a team, actually. We all put in ideas, and then everybody drew out what they wanted to work on. One of the things I loved finding out about was the creation of Aunt Jemima pancake mix, which was created in St. Joseph, Missouri in the late 1800s.
Did you know that?
No.
I did not.
And it's now owned by Quaker Oats. It's gone through several iterations of ownership. But the woman hired to portray Aunt Jemima in the beginning, in the 1880s, how you promoted things was by going to county fairs and road shows and things. So they hired this formerly enslaved woman named Nancy Green. She was the first in the entire world, as far as we can tell, living trademark. She trademarked herself, I am the face of Aunt Jemima. And so she would go to things like the state fair, and they would set up these massive booths where she cooked pancakes all day long and fed them to people, and that's how they got the word out about Aunt Jemima pancakes.
That is fascinating.
And she made herself a lot of money by coming out of a life formerly of slavery and turning a smart business lady.
Good for her.
What a transformation that would be for
Yeah,
her.
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
Now, these kind of books are especially popular around the holidays. They do make great gifts
Absolutely.
because, you can think of, oh yeah, so-and-so would love one. Are you doing some book signings coming up?
For sure. Yep, we have a couple coming up. The first one is on November 1st. It'll actually be the first big event that I'm a part of at the Books and Butterflies series that happens at the Butterfly House. They bring in authors throughout the month of November. So that's November 1st at 11
With
a.m.
the butterflies?
I don't think they're going to let me in there with butterflies.
Okay.
I think I just get to look at them.
Okay.
If one alights on me or something,
Oh, there's local
help
food
that.
in here too.
Yeah, it's a whole section about food and agriculture. It's a really, really cool resource.
All right, excellent.
What's next for you? Anything?
Oh my gosh, selling this book. That's all I'm allowed to talk about.
All right. She's under strict contractual obligations.
Here's another book signing coming up on Saturday, November the 11th.
Correct, at
And that's in
Christopher's.
Kirkwood. And what was the website again so that kids could get the badges that you talked about?
For sure. So the book is published by Reedy Press. The website is there. And then the book itself has a website, newer since I had this information. It's MissouriAlmanacBook.com.
Another good job.
Thank you so
Terrific.
much.
I love this. And of course, Brad Pitt is on the cover. So here's the book, Missouri Almanac. Amanda Doyle, thanks for joining us.
All about
Thank you.
Brad.
I know.
Always. Well, we need to take a break, but we will be right back to talk more about the news and high school diplomas. Stay with us.
check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No?
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. There is a new program that's helping adults earn their high school diploma, as well as a career certificate, and it's all available online. Here to tell us more about the Career Online High School program are Jen Hatton and Patrick Block. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Now, this is a program that is through St. Louis Public Library. Tell us what is different, Patrick, between this program and, say, another GED program that somebody could take.
Well, part of it is that it's all online, and as you mentioned, there is the career component where they will be taking courses on one of 8 career focuses, and as part of that, they'll be learning some soft skills through these courses that are very important, and they'll also be creating a cover letter and resume.
Now, Jen, I imagine that the library saw this as a very important thing to do. We talk a lot about people having the right job skills.
Right, exactly.
But the right education clearly is important too. Do we have a number of people in the St. Louis area without a high school diploma? How big is that problem?
We do. We have 90,000 people in the region that don't have a high school diploma. And so this partnership is really just not only the St. Louis Public Library, but we've actually partnered with St. Louis County to offer this. And it's different than a normal GED high school equivalent test. It's an actual high school diploma from an accredited high school. And in addition to that, our students will also receive a sort of a career certification. And there's one of, I believe it's 8 different areas that they can emphasize in. So not only are they receiving an accredited high school diploma that any college would accept, they can also then go on and focus in hotel and hospitality, security, childcare, and so they're already prepared to enter the workforce when they complete the program.
Now, that's a very interesting distinction because a lot of people assume if you're not physically in a high school and you get your diploma later, it's a GED. But this is not that, correct?
Right, it is. The online high school district is accredited, and the curriculum has been vetted. So they are going to actually get a high school diploma when they complete this.
So that is definitely a plus. Also doing it online is a plus because I imagine for a lot of people who have thought about getting their high school diploma or getting their GED, you've got another job or you can't make it to the physical place where you're supposed to take the courses.
Right.
Exactly, yeah. We are finding that the people who have responded and are interested in this, a lot of them do have jobs, either part-time or full-time, and some of them have said, they can't go to a high-set class, because of their work schedule.
So this is great flexibility. You can do it whenever you want to, whenever you have time?
Exactly, great flexibility. And in addition to that, it's really a lot of people who enter an online program sometimes maybe are not as, they start off and then there's just the momentum kind of dies down. With this program, it's really not only online, but you're being attached to a career coach that will be with you every step of the way. We also will have staff at each of our branches or at our branches that will help assist. So you're really being pulled along and assisted with questions, and if you have keeping on track and making sure that you complete the program and that the retention is there.
So if you could take these courses at the library on their computers, and then if you needed resources, you're right there at the library.
Oh yeah, some people are gonna, come into the library and do it. Other people will do it home on their MacBooks or, their desktop computer. And like she mentioned, we do have those. They are gonna have those academic coaches, and the 2 staff members will be there as a resource. We'll be touching base with them as well to encourage them and track their progress. And if they're having trouble in certain areas, of course, we'll be there to try and help them, but there are tutors that academic coach can connect them with to help them along and get past the subjects they might be having trouble with.
Now, unlike a lot of courses you can take on slpl.org that are free, this is not a free course. There is a fee for it, correct?
Well, it's free to the patrons. The St. Louis Public Library is paying the fee for this online high school. So people who take this to us will be doing it for free. But St. Louis Public Library is committing a huge amount of money to this effort. And we have funding from Emerson. So that's been great.
So before we run out of time, now that we've gotten some people's attention, hopefully, that want to try this out and get their high school diploma, what is entailed, Jen? What should do they need to come to a library, or can they just sign up online?
Well, it is a process, but it starts online. They would visit our website, and once they go on there, they will answer. It's a self-assessment test. Once they get through the self-assessment test, there's other steps, and then it ultimately comes down to an in-person interview. So the idea is just to make sure that we have the right students, committed students, and that they're going to put the commitment in, because the program actually takes, they have 18 months to complete it. So there is some time dedication. In addition, I wanted to say that both St. Louis Public Library and St. Louis County Library will be giving students Chromebooks to use in library while they're doing this. So it's not where you have to reserve a computer during that special time. If you're one of these students, you can come to our branch, use the Wi-Fi, access a Chromebook, and do your coursework online.
And right there you can see the direct link for more information, which is slpl.org/COHS. Jen and Patrick, thank you so much for sharing this information, and we hope to see a whole new crop of graduates in 18 months.
Great, thank
We
you.
do too. Thank you.
All right, well, we have news from Steve Potter, so let's see what he has for us.
Thanks, Debbie. Great Rivers Greenway is now accepting applications from interested design teams for an international design competition. The competition will help bring to life the longtime vision of the Shoto Greenway. The goal of the Greenway is to connect areas of Forest Park and Washington University to the Cortex, Midtown, and the Gateway Arch, and more. The Greenway will likely stretch 5 to 7 miles, connecting area neighborhoods, businesses, parks, transit, and educational institutions. It will be part of the overall network of greenways being built by the Great Rivers Greenway. Interested design teams must submit their qualifications by November the 21st to be considered. To learn more about the project and to download the competition manual, visit shotogreenway.org. St. Louis Lambert International Airport recently hosted its 7th annual Art of Travel fundraising gala. The event highlighted the Lambert Art and Culture Program, which introduced 14 temporary exhibitions by St. Louis area artists and organizations in the last year. That's in addition to 15 permanent or loaned works of art already at the airport. The art has been on display in 19 different locations throughout the terminals and concourses. The goal is to elevate travelers' experiences while showcasing and supporting the local arts community. The airport plans to unveil more than 10 new temporary exhibitions in the coming year. To learn more about the Lambert Art and Culture Program, visit artoftravelstl.com. Do you know a talented teen? Registration is now open for the 8th annual St. Louis Teen Talent Competition. The Fox Performing Arts Charitable Foundation produces the competition that showcases talented teens as they compete for college scholarships, cash awards, prizes, and public appearance opportunities. After the preliminary and semifinal rounds, the final round will take place on stage at the fabulous Fox Theater in April. The competition is open to currently enrolled high school students in the St. Louis metropolitan area within 50 miles from the Arch. Registration is open through December the 1st. For more information or to register, visit foxpacf.org. And Sprint's 1 Million Project is a multi-year program that's changing the lives of high school students. The expansive program aims to eliminate the homework gap by providing low-income students with free mobile devices and high-speed internet, giving them a reliable source of internet at home. The program recently came to the St. Louis Public Schools, and our cameras were there, so let's take a look.
are here to equip students who don't have internet access at home with Sprint devices. It ends up that 5 million households in the United States with school-age children don't have internet access at home. 70% of teachers give homework that requires web access, and we call that the homework gap. So what Sprint's doing is we've launched an initiative that allows us to enable 1 million of those households, of the 1 million of the 5 million, with broadband access at home via our mobile devices. We provide the device, we provide the wireless service, and the school determines which students and helps us administrate the program. It's fantastic for the community and for the students. We focus on high school age students, and the particular program that we're doing here at the St. Louis Public School District is we're doing 1,200 devices for the St. Louis Public School District this year. So 1,200 high school age students, and the students are chosen by the school system, and then we set up tables like we have over here to the side, and we activate them and get the devices in the hands of the students, and then voila, they have internet access at home, and we eliminate the homework gap.
Well, I'm glad my homework days are over. I was never very good at that.
My homework days are not over because...
You have kids.
Yes. Although my parents never helped me with my homework, but it's weird how that's changed. And I can't tell you how many times a day I say, Google is your friend. Why are you asking me this? You've got a computer.
Mom's got TV to watch.
Yeah, I wish. Well, the St. Louis Agency on Training and Employment, also known as SLATE, is dedicated to providing a variety of services to both job seekers and businesses.
Workforce Wednesdays and Skill Up STL are just a couple of the new programs that they've implemented to continue their mission.
And here to tell us more about the no-cost services they offer is Deputy Director Kelly Lingle. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Hey, Kelly, Debbie mentioned it, but could you explain again what SLATE stands for and just kind of generally what you do?
Absolutely. SLATE is St. Louis Agency on Training and Employment. And so what we are is an American Job Center. So we help people find jobs, and we help businesses find people for their job openings. There's no cost to anyone involved. It's your tax dollars at work. But our mission is really to connect real people to real jobs. So that's what we've been doing for decades now. We are part of the city of St. Louis, and we actually have expanded our hours so that people who may have a part-time job or even a job that isn't making the wages that can support a family, that they could come in from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., and there will be somebody there to help them.
So they need to come there for a one-on-one thing.
They do. Yeah. We have one-on-one counseling, career counseling. We provide education, we provide training, we provide jobs.
We just talked in the last segment, interestingly enough, about people getting their high school diploma, which is an important thing if you're going out into the workforce to get a better job. But you need that job, so it's an interesting bridge. So would somebody just walk into SLATE and say, I'm looking for a job, or what's the process?
Yes, that's what they would do. They would walk in. We also have people who are there to welcome you when you come again. So the first time you come in, we'll find out, hey, we're glad you're here. What can we help you with? Some people, they might just need brushing up on their resume. Other people may want to get interviewing skills. So we have workshops that help people do that.
Interviewing skills are so important. It is very nerve-wracking
Yes,
to go in for that interview.
It is.
Speaking of that, I retired from my daytime job a couple of weeks ago, so I'm
he's
looking.
going to visit you at SLATE.
So you got anything open?
We do. Actually, on our Workforce Wednesdays, we have companies, anywhere from 6 to 9 companies that come in looking for people with a variety of backgrounds. Many of them are entry level, they're mid-level, management level. So basically, wherever you are in your career, whether it's just starting out, mid, or even in retirement years, there's something there that we could help you find.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the training and what kind of training do you provide? Because I know we hear from a lot of employers that they have openings, but they can't find the people who have the skills to fill those jobs. So there's always kind of a disconnect between people who need jobs and then employers are like, we have jobs, but
That's exactly
We need to
right.
meet in the middle somewhere.
That's right. And what we do provide as part of what we offer, it's skills training. So what that might look like for one person is something in healthcare. We just recently had a class of 30 people. There are day classes and evening classes. We'll start Saturday classes where they would train to be a certified nursing assistant, CNA. And so that's kind of a ladder. It's a career ladder. You get in at the CNA level, then if you wanted to go on, you could work up to LPN, RN, and
there's
sky's
always
the
a
limit.
demand for that. For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what's this new thing you're doing with, you're alerting people with text for job opportunities? What's that about?
We are. Whenever you come to SLATE, or if you see the number here on the screen, you would text STL Works to the number, and I believe that's 77948. So you would text that, and we would send you alerts out when we have somebody in there recruiting for a job. Hey, we need to hire somebody right now in, let's say we need truck drivers, or we need a CNA. So if it's a hot job, we would send that out. If it's a training opportunity where we need to put 30 people in a CNA class, we would text that out and invite you to come in. So we won't overload you with text. We don't want you to take the number off, but you would not get more than 6 per week, but probably less than that.
One of the things that I hear from people who are searching for a job is, especially if they're doing an online search, is they'll see the same job postings all the time, and it's, oh, I saw those last month, still not qualified for that. So how often do the jobs kind of, I guess, turn over? How fresh are the jobs that SLATE has to place people in? And do you work directly with businesses to find out about those?
We do. We work directly with businesses. We have a business services team and a job development team. And so we are talking with businesses throughout the region, St. Louis City, St. Louis County, even across the river in Illinois. So we have new job openings all the time. And yes, for those companies that do have a hard time filling, we will keep those positions open as well. And if somebody says, I don't have the skills, but I really want them, then we talk to you about getting the skills for that to train you.
And didn't you just recently announce some kind of goal? You're trying to help 500 people in 100 days. How's that going?
We are. Mayor Lyda Cruson gave SLATE a challenge, and so we are up to that. We are right in the middle of it. It started in October 1st, and so we are trying to get 500 people trained and skilled up for the Skill Up St. Louis.
I was thinking, Debbie, you've looked for a job before, I'm sure. You know how that can be discouraging,
It is
demoralizing.
Yeah, it can be, for sure.
I was wondering if you kind of get a feel for people, that you kind of help encourage them by having this extra service.
We absolutely do. People need to know that they're not alone in a job search. We're there to encourage them, to help them, to give them confidence, and to give them what they need to get the job at any level.
And where is your physical location? STLworks.com is the place to go online, but if people just want to pop in.
If they want to pop in, we're located at 1520 Market Street in downtown St. Louis. So we're there on the 3rd floor, and we welcome anybody to come visit us at any time.
And a Workforce Wednesday, you could get a job on a Wednesday.
You can, and
Absolutely.
people do.
Yeah.
Stop by after work.
I'm on my way.
He'll see you there.
Great.
Well, Kelly Lingle, thank you for the information, and we hope that 500 people get new jobs. And, well, you're stuck with this job. You're stuck with me.
I'll try to make it. Anyway, I've got Halloween candy for later, everybody. We want to thank everybody that joined us today, and for you at home for watching.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of St. Louis Presents, and we'll see you next time.